Rick Castell shows up bright and early for school at Albuquerque's Georgia O'Keeffe Elementary. But he's not here to study, he's here to raid the class aquarium.
Knock, knock.
This project gives school children a chance to learn hands-on. Game and Fish supplied eggs and advice, and nature took its course in the classroom.
How long did it take for him to hatch out after you guys had the eggs in the tank? Couple weeks?
This is the end of school for this school. After 3 months, they are large enough to graduate to the ponds at Tingley Beach.
We're gonna start transferring the water, putting some of the water from your tank into our cooler.
The kids have spent weeks feeding the fish, changing their water, checking the chemistry in the tank, and even giving them names. The largest one they dubbed Billy Bob.
These trout are going to be in catch and release, which means you get to catch them, but then you have to throw them back in the pond for them to swim around. So it's more fishing for fun.
After chasing the final few fish from the aquarium, it's time to close the lid on this lesson and take a field trip. The fish are headed for freedom, and the kids are going along to help with the release. Once they reach the water side, it's not as easy as just dumping the cooler contents into the pond. The temperatures need to match, and the chemistry needs to match.
Looks like between 7.5 and 8, so we're good. Stock these fish.
The kids arrive to help, knowing they're having fun, and perhaps not realizing they're learning in the process, just as they did back at school.
You can teach them about biology, and instead of reading out of a textbook, they can see it happening. They can see the eggs hatch out, they can see the yolk sac. So everything she's telling them when she teaches them the biology part of it, they can see it.
And in unexpected ways, the lessons weren't limited to science. The fish also taught some social studies.
And that they have different sizes just like we do. They were all born within a day or two, and some are really small and some are really big. So they're kind of like us.
There are also lessons to learn about responsibility and being reliable, even when the job gets icky.
That you need to vacuum out their tank when they go to the bathroom or something.
As preparations continue for their release, the students keep a close eye on their finned friends.
Whoa, that scared them. Where's Billy Bob? Somewhere in here.
After mixing pond and cooler, it's time to test those waters with a fish.
Sam?
Yeah.
There he is.
Oh, bye.
Get a net and pass it back.
The kids line up to take part in their own version of catch and release.
It's gonna be so awesome.
One by one, they net the tiny trout
Come here.
and shuttle them to the open water.
Just keep them in the water.
There you go.
Good job.
They are fond of the fish, so they like the fact that they're going into a catch and release pond.
Got one in there.
But we really love the trout because we had them for so long and they were really cute. A lot of some people named them. One of them Barracuda, some people named them after their own names.
The students love them. They stop and visit with them every day. Past students, so we did it last year, they come by. I've had families stop by to see how the trout are growing, and so it's become a school-wide experience.
And as a 2-year Trout in the Classroom veteran, she admits that it isn't just the kids who grow attached to the trout. They are almost literally teachers' pets.
I'm glad they're going to a new home, but I am certainly going to miss my babies.
You guys did a great job raising those fish.
Another benefit to the program is instilling an appreciation for wild things and nature in the youngsters.
Not all of these kids are necessarily interested in fishing at this point, but a lot of them are. And if nothing else, it opens their eyes to the resource that's out there, the fish and wildlife.
He says he wouldn't be surprised at all to see some of these kids consider careers in wildlife biology later in life. This year's release netted roughly 130 new fish for the pond, already mingling with larger rainbows, possibly even some released the previous year from the same classroom project.
That's a lot. Goodbye, trout. Goodbye, trout.
Since this is a fish tale, it would be entirely appropriate to call the kids' song catchy. The Department of Game and Fish Aquatic Education Program is funded through the Sport Fish Restoration Program of the U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service, and in turn helps make Trout in the Classroom possible by providing funding for the program.